Hi, we are Andrew and Egla Shields, your missionaries to deep South Mexico. So, before we start our update, here's our backstory. Grandpa and Grandma Lewis were missionaries in northern Mexico in the 1960s. So their youngest daughter, my mom, was raised on the mission field. She went to college in Florida, met my dad, they were married and had me. Then we moved to Mexico when I was a toddler. I got saved, went to my dad's Bible college, then went to college in Florida, and returned to Mexico to marry my sweetheart, Egla, in 2000. We taught in my dad's Bible college, pastored and planted churches and directed camps for 18 years. Oh yeah, and we had 3 kids. Okay, did you catch all of that? Good. Now for our report. In 2018, the Lord led us to move 1,000 miles from our home and ministry in northern Mexico to the southernmost state of Chiapas. As we packed 18 years of memories in a moving truck, questions began to fly. What would it be like? Would we like it there? Could we find friends? Would we be able to minister in a completely different culture? The Lord brought a verse to mind as our doubts swirled. Ephesians 2:10 says, "For we are His workmanship, created in Christ Jesus unto good works, which God hath before ordained that we should walk in them." We are His, and He had already prepared what we would do and how we would serve in the state of Chiapas. Both Egla and I grew up out in the country. The Lord gave us 11 acres of forest in Chiapas, just far enough away from the city to be off-grid, but close enough to town for trips to the grocery store. I grew up watching my dad plant and build churches in northern Mexico. As the Lord provided money for the buildings in Chiapas, we knew what to do. So far, we've fenced the bottom 4 acres, dug a shallow well, installed a road, electricity, and a water system. We now have a kitchen, dining room, a classroom, a small apartment for Egla, Stephen, and I, 2 single-bedroom apartments for staff, a ladies' dorm, and a men's dorm. Since both Egla and I studied and then taught up north in northern Mexico, now we have the privilege of using that experience down south in Chiapas. Of course, up north, we worked in the Bible college along 6 other couples that my parents had trained over the years. In Chiapas, we're the house parents, teachers, cooks, and chaperones for 18 young people. During our time in northern Mexico, we started to learn how to live by faith. Now, we are learning to trust God's plan more than ever before. As of 2019, our Bible college has brought in students from all around Mexico. Their room and board runs about $180 per month. They pay a third of that. The other 2/3 comes from our personal support. Even at the reduced rate of $60 a month, several students are struggling to keep up with payments. So they are learning to live by faith as well. We tell them, you trust God for $60, we'll trust Him for the $120. The funds are tighter than ever, but God has been faithful to provide our needs. While up north, I pastored 2 outback country churches for a total of 17 years. Down south, we're training and sending out students to local churches each week. They help with kids classes, youth groups, door-to-door evangelism, discipleship, music, and whatever their pastor can think of. Also, we have classes for adults, 7 hours each Saturday. Most of the 12 adult students are pastors who have been serving their churches without having had the benefit of a formal Bible training. Now, I know what you're going to ask now. So, what do you do with all your free time? Well, I'm glad you almost asked. Here's a breakdown. First of all, during lockdown, our family wrote, acted, produced, and uploaded 38 hour-long videos for children. They were to be the only church services many children would have for most of 2020. We also wrote, acted, produced, and uploaded 90 half-hour radio dramas filled with fun characters, wacky voices, songs, Bible verses, and more importantly, the gospel. This radio series has been aired 4 times on different radio stations in Mexico. We also offer 3-month courses in local churches, such as Sunday school teacher training, personal evangelism, music theory for church musicians, and child evangelism. We have started to hold Bible camps and spiritual retreats on the Bible College campus. Our first father-son retreat had over 35 in attendance, and just last month we had 26 ladies for our first ever ladies retreat. Add on top of this, preaching at an average of 12 camps, Bible conferences, and training seminars each year, and you can see we are all out of free time. God knew what He was doing all along. He prepared us for a ministry in Chiapas, and He prepared Chiapas for us. Thank you for partnering with us as we walk the path He has prepared for us. Please help us pray as the ministry grows and flourishes. Our health isn't what it used to be. The dollar exchange is down 25%. We need a chapel soon and a new classroom by August 2023. Money is very tight, but God is very faithful.